Your body is an intelligent and advanced computer, one that is constantly giving you these really powerful signals that could quite literally guide you in life to your highest divine timeline. But the thing is that most people don't listen to them. They think that those signals are bad or they don't know what to do with them. And today we're going to talk about all of that juiciness so you can step into the vessel that is able to receive all that it is that you desire. Hi, my name is Stephanie, and I have experienced and overcome an extraordinary amount of different types of extreme traumas in my life. I speak to you from an embodied understanding of going through those traumas and overcoming them. And through this, allowing for myself to be in this beautiful and abundant state of living. So let's dive into it. If you want a better understanding on how to work with the body and bring the body on board with you, then please check out my last video. The body is speaking to you through different types of signals. One of these signals is emotions. Emotions play such a powerful role in your field. Emotions can mean many different things, right? Emotions can mean unhealed or unprocessed traumas that are in your field that you have to process in a very specific way, and I will be creating a video on that soon. But emotions can also be signals that, for example, anger is a signal that you have crossed a boundary, right? And anger isn't a bad thing. It is something that simply needs to be just reflected on and addressed. Work on it. Where did you cross your boundary? Anxiety, for example, means that you are not in your body. Right? Anxiety means you're not in the body, often future tripping. When you are not feeling okay or something feels off, that is your body signaling to you that something needs to be addressed. And here's where people go wrong. They automatically think that something is internally wrong, that something's wrong with them. Your body is so intelligent that it's picking up on something, and that if you address it, you can actually save yourself going through a traumatic experience, or maybe an experience that you don't necessarily need to if you pick up on the lesson of it right away. So your body can actually read signals from future experiences that might happen. Future probabilities is what I like to call them. And your body picks up on that because it has this intelligent force to it where it's in tune with the world and all of the probabilities that are around it. When we listen to it, we can actually move forward instead of hindering back. And it's those lingering energies that linger in the body as well that we really need to start to pay attention to, right? If your heart is hurting, ask yourself, what is this truly coming from? And you might find a childhood experience of where, somebody hurt you that was similar to an event that's happening right now that's playing out, and that you might actually need to work on that childhood trauma. How do you work on it? You put your hand on your heart and you bring that younger version to your field and you begin to communicate to it, that little you, and you ask it questions. What can I assist you with today? You observe, how do they look? What age are they? And they'll let you know, or maybe they won't. Maybe they'll feel like they're unable to speak, maybe they just need a hug, and you offer that hug, right? We work with the body. We feel. We allow the body to feel. When you haven't felt in a really long time, that's us storing these traumatic energies in our field. So we need to feel, we need to process. And I'm going to get into this in depth with how to properly process traumatic energy from the source in a different video, but this is really around the body's intuition. Your body is also speaking to you with how it contracts and how it opens up. So if your body shuts down, if your body feels like it gets smaller, if your body feels like it gets tighter, that's often because something that is a no can also mean a no in your body. That is how your body signals to you no. Your body can also signal to you yes, which is more of an expanding energy. It's more of a yes energy. It's more of a lighter energy. You might feel slightly energized. Now, if you do not feel these feelings yet, this means you have to build those muscles. You have to put yourself in certain situations and see and tune in. How does my body respond to this? Okay, this is the signals that are coming up for me. Taking that data and actually using it and applying it to new situations. And over time, we begin to understand how our bodies work with us. Because I can almost guarantee you that your body speaks to you in a different language than my body does. Even though there's going to be similarities, there's also going to be differences. The more that we understand the way that our body is speaking to us, the better it's going to be for us collecting that data and really truly communicating with it and learning with it. If you are overloaded with way too much emotion, then this might actually mean that you simply need to process that energy. Because how are you meant to listen to your body signals if you're overloaded with racing thoughts or emotions, right? Now, like I said before, emotions can be signals, but when it's super, super heavy, that also needs to be addressed. And so we have to process that. We can do that with using somatic tools, or breath work is a really powerful way to just process that energy in real time. I specifically like to use a very slow, passive breath. I used to do really hardcore breaths back in the day, and that does help for certain things. But when we're wanting to be in the body and feel and be one with the body, the slower types of breath are really key here. So doing that and allowing for those energies to move on their own time slowly, so you can alchemize and be with the body in the process, so it's not another trigger response on the body, that will allow for those energies to move. And then when you feel that energy is gone, you'll be able to hear the body signals better, right? Because if we're trying to figure out a yes or a no on something, and we're overloaded with racing thoughts or overloaded with emotions, then those things will quite literally block us from hearing our divine intuition, which I'll get to in another video, and our body's intuition. So we want to make sure that we're processing those. Once we do, we will be able to hear our body signals a lot easier. When we have neglected the body for so long, it starts to react in a very specific way. And this is unique for every individual, right? Some people might start to lose the mobility in their limbs. And some people might have extreme bloating or, water weight or something like that. Or, there's certain reactions that can happen. Maybe your body just collapses, right? Maybe it just, something malfunctions in it completely and it just stops working altogether. Whatever it is, there's these things that happen within our body when we stop listening to it, when we completely neglect it for so long. The body ends up responding in a very specific way. So that part is so incredibly important. And our body is communicating to us through feelings. And when we connect to those feelings and we don't judge them, we don't react, we don't, think that they're negative or it's a bad thing that's happening in our field, but instead we work with it. We get curious. We communicate. This is how we begin to bring the body on board and activate that intuitive system that's naturally in your field. I have a free energetic upgrade activation that's happening on Zoom once a month as a group call, and I invite you to join me